Is live at 9. And as promised, I'm going to be dropping some more gems on you. And if you notice, I still have my suit on. I literally just came from graduating over 71 entrepreneurs, for one of the organizations that I work with. And I want to give you a cautionary tale. Even though you may go through college like I did, got a whole bunch of degrees. And even though you may go through certain programs, doing all that is not a business person make. And there's the caution. Another one is getting LLCs. And a buddy of mine, Rick, he used to say to me all the time, bro, you have now floated that balloon, whatever that was, right? Idea, you floated the balloon. You've graduated from the class, you've gone through school, whatever. That doesn't make you a business person. There's only one thing that's going to make you a business person: doing transactions, dealing with the day in and day out. Okay, now for the entrepreneurs that just graduated, we've got some extra stuff. I do some classes. I do some things called Action Lab to make sure that they take things to the next steps and all that kind of stuff. So we've got all kind of cool stuff for them. But for a lot of people out there, it may be you. You may be going, yeah, I started an LLC. I'm a business person now. Well, I went over to Taylor Brands and I got my thing. Sorry, Taylor Brands, but no, that doesn't make you a business person. The moment you say to yourself, I'm in this to win this, I am going to literally go out there and every single day, I like to say, feed the baby. I literally was talking to somebody and I says, well, you got to feed the baby. I said, you birthed it. Now the baby's looking at you like, are you going to feed me? Are you going to give me any food? So metaphor for, are you now going to help me survive? Help me grow, help me thrive, protect me from, all the, the bad things, the bad people, whatever it is. So now your job is to do that with the business. So I want to show you a couple of things that I'm going to be teaching you inside of one of the communities. If you look in the description field, if you're watching this on YouTube, but if you're seeing it on Facebook or somewhere else, then jump over onto my YouTube channel. It's my name, Randy Outerbridge. Go over to the YouTube channel, and in the description field, I think it'll be in lives. It won't be in some of my regular stuff, but it'll be in lives. You'll see the links and stuff that I left in there. And I'm teaching you and showing you how I'm starting things. And I promised that I would come on every day because, no more of this Cyber Monday and Black Friday, 2 days out of the whole year. I want to give you value all year long. So, and I'm going to share a story with you about how another guy that's taking me up on this offer, who I talked to over text because he was traveling and stuff like that. So I talked to him over text. I'll share with you how I was able to solve just a little bit of a quirk he was having in his business, okay? But let me finish the story about the entrepreneurs. Well, they graduated up. Like I said, I still got my suit on because, well, graduated them, got up there, read a paper. Hey, congratulations. Some of them won some prizes and stuff like that. That's cool, right? So now I want to show you there are some easy ways to start business now. It's never been harder to start a business, and it's never been easier at the same time. Here's what I mean, is that starting a business now is super easy. I'm going to show you some stuff that I just thought of the other day. I coded it up, and it's ready to go online and start earning its keep. That's the whole idea. We put things online to earn their keep. But here's the thing. Because that is available to everybody, your competition has just gone through the roof. So you got to move fast. All those ideas, we talked about that. If you looked at some of the first, we talked about that. 30 days, why I'm having this 30-day challenge of you coming in, 30 days being able to say, hey, help me with my business, help me with this thing, and then giving you the ability to pay me what you want. Don't say that too loud because Linda get me. Pay me what you want. I'm gonna help you. So today, though, I want to show you a couple of things. Now, okay, I forget to do some of the things that also help. All right, here are some things, right? If you want to buy me some coffee, the link will show up in the corner over here. See, maybe I should put that in another side. Let's try it. Align right. Let's put it over here. So maybe you won't see the live and all that kind of stuff. So buy me some coffee. If you want to support the stream, that's fine. Do it that way. Buy me some coffee. I enjoy coffee. It shows up in email that says somebody bought you some coffee. Be great. If you want to talk to me personally, like I've said, go ahead. Here's another one. You can get on my calendar. All right, let me put this down here. And then let me put this up here. All right, get on my calendar. If you want to get on the calendar, this is how it works. I'll talk with you. I'll ask you, where are you at in your business process? Where are you at right now? You may go, I'm just starting. I got an idea. Okay, great. If you're in town, I'm going to suggest you go over to one of the organizations I work with and just, let's run through them. And then that way you get some instruction. You get 2 facilitators in a room, a coach, the whole thing. If you want to go through me because you say, hey, I know how to skip steps, which is good, then I'll help you get going on this thing. And now there's so many more tools. I want to show you a couple of tools here in a second, but these are beautiful. I'm telling you, these things are just fantastic. So you can get on the calendar if you want to do that. But I'm going to show you some tools that I'm using right now. And I didn't know how to do this stuff, but just to give you an illustration of how easier it is to start a business. So I was having an issue. I remember how I talked to you about let's solve one's own problem first. Let's solve our own problem first. Then we can go over to some other stuff, right? So here it is. I'm going to show you this real quick. Let me know if y'all in the comment section if you can't see this stuff. But look at this. So this particular one is called the Money Goal Gap Calculator. And what got me on this was my own pain. Let's say, I had a particular goal, and these aren't my numbers, but you could put in whatever numbers that makes sense to you, right? So let's say you want to earn 10,000 a month, right? So let's say 10,000 a month. Oops, I'm doing this wrong. 10,000. I don't know where they get that zero from. I'm gonna have to tell them about that. Let's see if I can get rid of it. Okay, 10,000 a month, and you currently earn, 4 or 5 or whatever it is. Then it's going to be showing you literally right here. Here's your gap. But that doesn't do anything for you because you may say, I want to earn $100,000 a month, and I'm currently earning, got a good job. I'm earning 10. Let's just say, and then it's going to show you, well, here's your gap, but. Let's do that again. I want to earn 10. Oops. Let's say you're earning, you want to earn 100,000 a month. Yeah, there it is. 10,000. Looks like I got a code problem here. There we go. So it's a $90,000 gap. You got a gap. And you may go, okay, no kidding, Sherlock. I know I got a gap. And then you start saying, well, how am I going to close the gap? Here is the biggest question. And I'm going to work with you on some of the stuff inside of, if you notice in the description field, if you're seeing this on YouTube, that I put entering into the Monetize Your Life community. Now, that community is free for now. And I'm offering it just to a couple of people in there right now. You can be like a founding member and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just dropping gems in there. I'm just putting stuff in there right now. I'm going to start charging for that pretty soon. So it'll be gated. But anyway, so let's say, hey, I want to earn, I'm swinging for the fences. I want to earn 100 grand a month. And you said, well, how much you earn right now? 10,000 a month. $90,000 is your gap. Now, the biggest question is this: what's causing the gap? And it's very illustrative of what I was talking with the entrepreneurs that graduated today. I says, okay, you now have gone through this program. You are now in the wild. You graduated. You now are, when you came in, you said, this is what I want to do. Here's where our gap is. Most of the gap is going to be in your activities. Now, you've heard me talk about this before. If you've seen some of my stuff, I call it the revenue producing activities. Well, you've heard it, RPAs, income producing IPAs, whatever, however people want to say it. That's one of the key things, though, IPAs. So we've got to monetize this school time, classroom time, all the education that you've gotten. We've got to start monetizing that, because otherwise we're doing it a disservice. We are doing activities that don't do it. In other words, they're these unproductive time. So what if you put in, if I said something like, well, I like to watch television. Let's just shorten it up. TV, whatever that is. TV, doom scrolling, you've heard of that, doom scrolling. So you put it in, whatever it is this activity is. Now, doom scrolling can be kind of good because you make me learn some stuff. I'll just put in TV time. And then you say, well, right now, if I'm earning X amount of dollars, let me get my little calculator out. Right, I got one here, but let's say, you say, well, if I'm making $10,000 a month currently, and I'm putting in, roughly 2,080 hours, or I'm sorry, you're putting in, the hours, and that'll tell you what you're earning per month. So let's say if you're working 8 day or 7 days, 6 days, 5 days a week, 8 hours. So you're putting in 40 hours, right? 40 hours times 4. So you're putting in about 160 hours. And let's say, okay, you're making some good money, 10,000 a month. Remember, 10,000. So we put that in, divided by 160. It's going to tell us $62.50 an hour. Okay, fair. $62.50. All right. Now, you also know 62.50. All right, I got to get that little code quirk out of there. So if, for example, you say hours per day spent TV and doom scrolling and all that, you start adding it up. You say, I'm spending a couple hours here. I'm spending another 3 hours here. I got, I really put it in on this day. I've watched a new show all the way to the end. I got 1 hour here because I had to do something. And Friday got me for 3 hours. Saturday, well, I watched the game. So that's going to be a long time, 4 hours. And then Sunday, I watched all of the games. So let's say you put in another 4 hours. Right? So as you start seeing here, you start saying, wait a minute. This is what I'm monthly hours lost. Here's my gap. You're 96% away from your goal. Okay. The key becomes you start breaking it down into wasted hours, and you start seeing, wait a minute, this is costing me a lot of money by doing these particular activities. And that's what I wanted to share with you, is that we now have to ask ourselves continuously, what are we doing with our time? How are we honoring and monetizing all of our time? Why do they call me the Monetize Your Life guys? Because this is what I teach people on how to do all of the time. All right. And I mean monetizing everything. I want to give you an example. I was doing some work the other day. And I put together a guide. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. So let me pull this guide up. It's over here under. Oh, it's not going to let me. There it is. Okay, so here it is. It's saying, hey, bro. I said, people out there now want to learn how to make money with AI, just like I showed you doing some code stuff, coding something up. That's another way that we can go out there and honor our time. It's because we don't have to do show up hours. So let's say you're making your first $10,000 or whatever, 1,000, 5,000, 4,000, doesn't matter, by showing up. Now we go out there and we start doing things that show up for us. Here's an example of that. Right here, we have these tools. These tools right here are literally things that go out and make money for us. Now, I did this and created this right here that talks about the fact that AI can help you do some interesting things, and that you don't need to be a coder, and that here's where the state of AI is right now. So you may know some of this stuff, just like I've learned some of this stuff, and then you go out there and go, let me create something that I can now use and leverage in multitudes of ways. Now, just tell me, somebody write inside of the description field, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're seeing this on Facebook or something like that, just put in there. Hey, what else? What else could I use this for? Now you see it here. I took a piece of information. I honored a meeting that I was having, and then I created something from that meeting. You remember I talked about digital products, digital assets, all these little assets. These become the assets. This is what I'm talking about, creating from something. Now, this looks visually appealing. It looks great. And then you start saying, okay, what can I do with that? How can I encourage people? How can I get people into other opportunities? Now, again, like I was graduating people that came through classes and all that kind of stuff. That's fine and dandy. But this right here is another level. That's what I'm going to be showing you inside of the community, Monetize Your Life community. And if you want to get on and talk with me to walk you through how to create this stuff. That's the big idea, y'all. Let's get out there and start creating. I'm going to be showing you all kinds of tools that you can use. I got a lot of them. I'm way past the ChatGPT moments. We're into a whole nother level. And then what I'm going to do is I'll give you an example. I'm going to show you how we can start putting these things on pages and creating from them, right? I use all kind of different sources. So let me go ahead and show you this one right quick. So if I showed you this one, now again, I showed you how we first use and monetize classroom time, how we monetize downtime, how we look at and create calendars, and calculators around things to do. All that's good and dandy, right? Fine and dandy. But then we got to have a place where we put it, right? So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I use, and I might be going much deeper. So I got my page here, a marketing funnel here. I got my courses and stuff like that, and some of the things that I do. I use different LMSs, which is one of these. Some people use High Level, some people use Kajabi. I just found that I've got two that I use that's not even, the price of Kajabi per month. Sorry, Kajabi, but just saying. Right. And then High Level, well, that's kind of expensive too. And they got so many things in there that you get confused. So anyway, we show you how to create these kind of things, places to put them. That's one of the key areas, places that we eventually put them. So in this particular case, if I'm going to go into my marketing funnels, then I can really, really easily create funnels. It's like a brand new funnel. Watch this. I'm going to just go ahead and start this up. Right. And it's going to ask me a couple of things. Okay, you want to create a lead magnet? Well, because I want to give something away. And I go, okay, great. Yeah, I got some stuff. Or a video series, a survey funnel. This is powerful. I'll show you that next. But we talk about let's create a video series, right? Because I'm doing videos now. Let's go ahead and create a video series. Let's do it really, really quickly. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just want to show you how easy it is to start this stuff. And because again, it's easy. But it's easy for other people that I'm going to be teaching and sharing and all that kind of stuff, right? So we don't go out there and compete. So what it just says, easy peasy funnel. If I can spell funnel. All right. And then it says, well, what do you want to do? Well, I want to add a video. Oh, okay. So watch this. Then it goes, well, drop your video in. Gives you an opportunity. Tells you sometimes use Handbrake, all the stuff that I'll teach you inside of the Monetize Your Life community and Monetize Your Life courses, whichever one you decide you want to come into. And if you want to just talk, hey, walk me through this. I saw it. I kind of get it. I use this. I've used that. I've used WordPress. I've used Wix. I've used Squarespace, blah, right? And it says, well, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and drop a video in. Then what it's going to do is I want to show, let's see, maybe one that I did yesterday. Galaxy. Let's try that. Lip sync. No. Okay, let's try this one. Drop it in. It says, okay, it's in. Then it goes through its thing, gets it prepared, for you to have successfully uploaded the file. And then once you get a chance, we'd have to go ahead and preview and all that kind of stuff. But now you just start building it out, put names in and all that kind of stuff. Sounds easy, doesn't it? But it's simple, but not easy. Because we got to get outside of our mind that there's only one way for us to make money. It's only one way for us to monetize stuff. And I want to show you that, oh no, there's more. There's more ways that we can earn. So we put it on one of these funnels. Right now, I use other ones. I use System.io. I use Zenler. I try to stay away from the ones that just got too much complication. I want it simple so I can show you very, very easily how we're going to do this. So let's say if I created it from this one right here. Well, no, I got a video. So let's go ahead. Oh, this is a video too. So let's go ahead and use that. Right. Let's just say, let's take a look at it first. So it says, okay, it's going to look kind of like this. Opt-in page, thank you page. Simple. I want to share something with somebody. Great. I want to exchange something with somebody, get an email. Great. Super duper easy, super duper simple. And then we position this thing so that we can make money. Now, again, you know how I like to say it. This is for educational purposes. I am not trying to give you financial advice. I want to tell you that results are not typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised. People that try to make money online don't make a dime sometimes. And they don't because they don't do certain things in a certain way. They think, I did an LLC. I graduated. I'm done, right? I'm in business. Just like I said. So anyway, we're going to go in here and we're going to do some things. I'm going to be walking you right through it, showing you how to then put your stuff in these positions. Here's one I was selling for a garage sale, but I ended up, selling it too late, and it got cold on us. So that's another story. We'll talk about that another time. Anyway, let me get back to it. If this is something that you look at and you go, you know what? I think he can help me with this. I think if I follow that, simple things, and I should learn something, and I should be able to enter into what I'm seeing all these other people do, earn money, whether it's online or do my business a different way so that I can maximize what I'm trying to do. And like I said, we want to be able to monetize your class time, this time that you spend with me, monetize it. Not just get out there and go, okay, update. All right, leave me alone. So, I don't know what to do next. None of that. I'm going to show you what to do next. I'm going to walk it down with you. And get this, again, for the month of December, because it's Cyber and Black, whatever, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I'm saying no. Let's just give a super great deal all month. You pick what you want to pay. Come in, get on the calendar. I check my calendar every day. People are jumping on, and now one guy, for example, and I did my consulting with him and my coaching with him over. He was traveling, so I was over text. So we went back and forth probably about 40 minutes. And he was telling me some of his ideas. He wrote them out, da 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 da. And then I literally show what he was saying, and then I put action plans to it. I says, okay, do this, do this, do this, do this. Now, once you've done those things, then we package it like this, 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 and this. Once we package it, then we present it for sale. Sounds simple because, well, it is, but it's not easy because we have to get through all of the stuff, the brain boogers and all that kind of stuff that happens in us believing that it's got to be more to that. That's why I work with you, to get you past those times when you're not believing that it could be done. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to jump off, but I wanted to share this with you very, very quickly so that in the story and in the tools, you see, wait a minute, he just showed me the tools that we're going to use. He just basically gave me the things to use to then do the thing. So get on the calendar. And again, if you're enjoying this stuff, you're enjoying the workshop, and you want to buy me some coffee and says, look, I want to honor what you just did right there, bro. Then buy me some coffee. It should go right over to the link. If it doesn't, just send me a note. But with this guy, told him the things to do. And I says, I'm here to help. So he's like, I want your help. So that becomes you can buy me a whole bunch of coffees, right? They're only like, I think $5. So you can buy me a whole bunch of coffees, or you can, I'll send you my Stripe link and whatever. And he's like, okay. Now, I don't care which one you do. You can send a whole bunch of coffee and says, you know what? I know you like coffee, so I would like to honor you by buying you, 20 coffees. That's fine. All right. So I showed you a couple of tools. We're going to be, digging those out a little bit deeper, a little bit more. I'm going to be showing you how to create. I'm going to be showing you how to vibe code. I'm going to be showing you all kinds of cool stuff that we can do to go out there and start creating from all of the stuff that we know, stuff that we've learned, the class times we've spent, how you're going to monetize it, all kind of fun stuff. If that's what you want to do, if that's the life you want to lead, come on in. Right now, I left some stuff. If you're seeing this on YouTube again, go ahead and look in the description field. If it sometimes these, and I use Restream, but sometimes stuff don't connect right, whatever. But I'm gonna show you that, or in the description field, you should be able to see the links that I put in there. If you don't, let me know. Send me a note, DM me, something like that. Hey, say, man, something broke. It's not working. I can't see you, whatever. And then I'll get it all taken care of. But that's one of the things I want you to continually enjoy. The ability to get on the calendar really, really quick. The ability to buy me some coffee if you're enjoying the workshop. And look at some of the other stuff. Go over to my YouTube channel. It's Randy Outerbridge, Monetize Your Life guy. And, like I say, if you're working out, if you're working, if you can use your headphones or whatever, just get on there and let it run. I want you commenting on that stuff. Let that algorithm just go nuts, man. I want them to be able to say, hey, man, people are listening to this guy and they're commenting. And then I, hit you back because it sends us an email when people comment. And if you say, you know what, I want to skip all that. I want to get right on your calendar so that you can walk me through this stuff. Walk me through what you just said. Show me how you're setting up. I will show you even how I set up the office and all this kind of stuff. I got my mics over there, got the standing desk, got a camera there, degrees on the wall. So, I know a couple of things. And then, as I said earlier, I graduated a whole bunch of students that I helped facilitate at a couple of organizations that I work with. And I just wanted them to understand that this is not the end. And I want you to understand that just because you graduate stuff, if you've ever graduated college and you said, man, I know they taught me something, but I'm not working in that field. Or I went through business school and I'm not starting a business. I know a couple of things, but I'm not starting a business. That's what this is for. So I can show you the ins and outs. And now it has at the same time been more difficult than ever to start a business and more easy using some of the tools I'm going to be showing you inside. So come on in. We'll talk to you then. I'll see you on tomorrow. I'm going live at 9. Monetize Your Life guy.